Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy the story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Serial Killer's Diary. Detective Sam Foster had seen his fair share of gruesome crime scenes, but nothing could have prepared him for the chilling discovery that awaited him on a stormy October night. As he entered the dimly lit basement of an old, dilapidated house, the pungent scent of decay clawed at his senses, and the stifling air seemed to pulse with malevolence. He shone his flashlight around, revealing the dank, cobweb-ridden room. The remnants of the previous night's thunderstorm had left the building in a state of eerie desolation. Sam's gloved hand found the diary hidden amidst the chaos, a leather-bound book, which was stained with dried blood and clung to a shredded, rotting cloth. He couldn't help but think of it as a Pandora's box, ready to unleash a horror beyond imagination. With caution, Sam retrieved the diary and wiped the dirt from its cover, revealing the title in ornate, crimson letters, The Serial Killer's Diary. Its pages were aged, and the handwritten entries were scrawled with the erratic frenzy of a madman. He began to read the first entry, Entry 1, June 14th. The whispers in my head have grown louder, insatiable. They beckon me to quench my thirst. My first victim, a young woman with chestnut hair, screamed the sweetest lullaby as the life left her eyes. But it wasn't enough. They demand more. Sam felt a chill creep down his spine. The diary was a gruesome account of murders, describing the brutal details of each victim's death. But as he read on, something peculiar caught his attention. The diary contained a list of names, dates, and places future victims yet to be claimed. Worse still, as he read, Sam began to feel an unnatural presence in the room. The shadows seemed to writhe, as if concealing a malevolent entity. The more he read, the stronger the sinister energy became, permeating the very air he breathed. Entry 7, September 18th. The spirits have whispered to me again. They want a game, a challenge. They've shown me their power, the unnatural ability to foresee the future. My next victim, a detective named Sam Foster, will be their ultimate test. Sam's heart raced as he realized that his own name appeared on the list. Panic washed over him, and he quickly checked the date. It was tomorrow. With trembling hands, he continued to read. Entry 13, October 16th. Sam Foster, you are next. The diary compels me to seek you out to offer your life to the spirits that fuel my madness. You can't escape, for the diary has a dark, supernatural connection to me, and it was my own. Sam's mind was a whirlwind of terror and disbelief. How could the diary predict his death? And what kind of supernatural force could be behind it? He knew he had to find a way to stop the serial killer and the sinister forces controlling him. As Sam closed the diary, the shadows in the basement seemed to deepen, and an ominous presence loomed, cold and malevolent. He knew he had to confront this darkness head-on, for his life and the lives of those on the list depended on it. With the diary in hand, Detective Sam Foster had embarked on a treacherous journey into a realm where the lines between the natural and the supernatural blurred, where the hunt for the serial killer would lead him to a chilling revelation beyond his darkest nightmares. The diary held the key to the killer's power, and Sam would have to decipher its secrets before his time ran out, for the malevolent force that bound it all together sought not just to claim lives, but to unleash an unspeakable horror upon the world. The Serial Killer's Diary, Part 2. Desperation fueled Sam as he delved deeper into the disturbing pages of the diary. He realized that understanding the supernatural connection was paramount to stopping the killer and saving his own life. The more he read, the clearer it became that the diary held a malevolent intelligence of its own. It wasn't just a record of the killer's actions, it was a conduit to an ancient evil. Sam began to research the history of the house where the diary was found. He discovered it had a dark past filled with tales of occult practices, secret rituals, and mysterious disappearances. The house had been a meeting place for a coven of witches centuries ago, and they had summoned dark entities, unknowingly leaving an indelible mark on the property. As Sam uncovered the history, he couldn't help but wonder if these same dark forces were now manipulating the serial killer. Could the diary be an artifact, a cursed vessel through which malevolent spirits exerted their influence over the deranged murderer? His investigation led him to a local historian, an elderly woman named Alina who had researched the house extensively. Alina revealed that the diary might be the missing link to understanding the house's curse. She explained that the house had once belonged to a powerful witch named Agnes Blackwood, who had been obsessed with dark magic and the manipulation of life and death. Alina told Sam about a legend that said Agnes Blackwood had bound her own soul to a diary, thereby allowing her spirit to transcend death and retain influence over the house. The diary, it was believed, had been stolen from her and hidden away, but every time it resurfaced, it brought with it death and despair. As the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, Sam realized the diary was indeed a dark conduit for supernatural forces, but was not the source of the evil itself. Agnes Blackwood's malevolent spirit, bound to the diary, was guiding the serial killer's actions, feeding off the violence and chaos. Sam understood that the only way to end the terror was to sever this connection. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Sam embarked on a perilous mission to confront the malevolent spirit and end the curse once and for all. He returned to the house, diary in hand, and descended into the basement where he had found the cursed book. The shadows gathered, and the room seemed to breathe with an ominous life of its own. Sam whispered an incantation he had found in his research, calling upon the spirits of light to banish Agnes Blackwood's soul. The diary shuddered in his hand as an otherworldly presence manifested before him. Agnes, her ethereal form twisted in grotesque, shrieked in fury. A fierce battle of wills unfolded as Sam fought to bind the evil spirit and cast her back into the abyss. The house itself seemed to protest, its foundations groaning under the strain of the supernatural conflict. Sam's life hung in the balance, and the world teetered on the brink of disaster. With one final, desperate incantation, Sam's will prevailed. Agnes Blackwood's spirit was banished, and the diary's malevolence was extinguished. The shadows in the basement retreated, and the house fell into an eerie silence. The curse had been broken, and the future victims listed in the diary were saved. Sam knew that the supernatural connection had been severed, and the serial killer's reign of terror was over. But as he walked away from the accursed house, he couldn't shake the feeling that he had merely scratched the surface of a dark, supernatural realm. The diary had been silenced, but the forces that had once controlled it still lurked in the shadows, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to unearth their malevolent power. Sam's battle was far from over, and the darkness that had taken root in his life would continue to haunt him, a reminder that the line between the natural and the supernatural was thinner than anyone dared to imagine. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.